Hi guys, this is Abhishek. Good day. Today we are going to see an interesting topic, which is direct and indirect speech. So what is direct or indirect speech? Basically you can answer the question, what did he or she say, in two ways. By repeating the words spoken, that is direct speech, or by repeating the words spoken. It is an indirect form or a reported speech. Now if you take the direct speech repeats or quotes the exact words spoken. When we use direct speech in writing, we place the words spoken between inverted commas. Hopefully you guys know what is inverted commas, a specific sentence, and there is no change in these words. We may be reporting something that's being said. Now for example, a telephone conversation, or telling someone later about a previous conversation. Like for example, she says, what time will you be home? So what time will you be home is a question which comes within double quotes. Now she said, what time will you be home? And I said, I don't know. There's a fly in my soup, screamed Simon. She said, there's an elephant outside the window. So these are the sentences of direct speech. But reported speech is something different. What is reported speech? Reported speech is usually used to talk about the past. So we normally change the tense of the word spoken. We use reporting verbs like say, tell, ask, and we may use the word that. That is a common word in reported speech. To introduce the reported words, inverted commas are not used. She said, I saw him. She said that she had seen him. This is a reported speech. That may be omitted, but she told him that she was happy. She told him she was happy. Say and tell. You say when there is no indirect object. He said that he was tired. Always use tell when you say that who was being spoken to, that is like with an indirect object. He told me that he was tired. Talk and speak are used like to describe the action of communicating. So he talked to us, she was speaking on the telephone with about to refer to what was said. He talked to us about his parents. So this is all about direct and indirect speech. Now if you want to go in detail about reported speech, the tense changes when using reported speech. How does the tense change? Now normally the tense is reported, the tense in the reported speech is one tense back in time from the tense in direct speech. She said, I am tired. She said that she was tired. You can understand the simple present and the simple past in the following example. I always drink coffee, she said. In the simple past, she said that she always drank coffee. Present continuous and past continuous. In the present continuous, I am reading a book, he explained. In the past continuous, he explained that he was reading a book. In the simple past and the past perfect, in the simple past if you take, Bill arrived on Saturday, he said. Whereas in past perfect, he said that Bill had arrived on Saturday. Now in the present perfect and the past perfect, if you take, I had just turned out the light, is explained. But in the past perfect, he explained that he had just turned out the light. So like this, if you take a series of examples, we can go to like, if you take the future continuous or the conditional continuous, let this be the last example. She said, I will be using the car next Friday. But in the conditional continuous, she said that she would be using the car next Friday. The most important thing you people have to have in mind is, you do not need to change the tense if the reporting verb isn't present, or if the original statement was about something that is still true. Example like he says he had missed the train, but he will catch the next one. He explained that it is very difficult to find a house. The second example, or the most important thing which you have to remember in mind is, these modal verbs do not change in reported speech. Might, could, would, should, ought to. Ought to is the same word. We explained that it could be difficult to find her house. She said that she might bring a friend to the party. So now you understand what is reported speech. In the direct and indirect speech, time place references change when using reported speech. Like for example, I will see you here tomorrow, she said. She said that she would she would see me there the next day. The most common changes which would happen in the direct and indirect speeches, today, that day. For example, I saw him today, she said. This is an example for the word today. But that day, she said that she had seen him that day. Yesterday and the day before. I saw him yesterday, she said. But in the day before yesterday sentence, she said that she had seen him the day before So these are the kinds of examples where you can find in change of time and place. One more example I can give you. This, that and adjectives. Do you like this shirt? He asked. When we use the, he asked if I like the shirt. Here and there. Here I can give you a sentence. He said, I live here. There, he told me he lived there. So there are other changes. Like for example, in general, personal pronouns change to the third person singular or plural, except when the speaker reports in his own words. I, me, my, mine, you, your, yours, him, his, her, hers. We, us, our, ours, you, your, yours, they, their, theirs. So like example, he said, I like your new car. He told her that he liked a new car. I said, I am going to my friend's house. I said that I was going to my friend's house. So these are some of the main important things which people have to keep in mind when related to change of time and place. Now if you come to the question forms, like what are the question forms? The normal word order is used in reported question. That is, the subject comes before the verb. And it is not necessary to use do or did. Where does Peter live? It's a question. But she asked him where Peter lived. Yes or no questions. This type of questions is reported by using ask plus if. That is whether plus clause. Like for example, do you speak English? He asked me if I spoke English. Are you British or American? He asked me whether I am British or American. Is it raining? She asked if it was raining. And have you been to Bristol before? She asked me if I had been to Bristol before. Now the question words, what are the question words? This type of question is reported by using ask or another verb like ask plus question word plus clause. The clause contains the question. In normal word order and with the necessary tense change, what is your name? He asked me. He asked me what my name was. So how old is your mother? He asked. The answer would be like he asked how old her mother was. And Peter said to John, why are you so late? The answer is Peter asked the John why he was so late. So now these are the different types of question forms. Now we can move to orders, requests or suggestions. In what way the direct and indirect speech plays an important role. So now when we want to report an order or request, we can use a verb like tell with a to clause. Examples like he told me to go away. This pattern is verb plus indirect object plus to clause. Now the indirect object is the person spoken to. Other words used to report orders and request in this way are command, order, warn, ask, advise, invite, beg, teach, forbid. Examples like the doctor said to me, stop smoking. The doctor told me to stop smoking. It is a kind of advice. Get out of the car, said the policeman. The policeman ordered him to get out of the car. Could you please be quiet, she said. She asked me to be quiet. The man with the gun said to us, don't move. The man with the gun warned us not to move. Now the request of objects are reported using the pattern ask plus for plus object. Now for an example, can I have an apple? She asked. She asked for an apple. Could I have the 3 kilos of onions? He asked for 3 kilos of onions. Now if you take suggestions, are usually reported with a that clause. That and should are optional in these clause. She said, why don't you get a mechanic to look at the car? She suggested that I should go to a mechanic to look at the car, or she suggested I get a mechanic to look at the car. Other reporting verbs used in this way are insist, recommend, demand, request, propose, etc. Like you can consider an example. The dentist said, I think you should use a different toothbrush. The dentist recommended that I should use a different toothbrush. Why don't you sleep overnight at my house? She said. She suggested that I sleep overnight at her house. So these are the orders, requests and suggestions. In the direct and indirect speech, there is one more important thing: hopes, intentions and promises. How can we use the direct and indirect speech? Now, when we report an intention, hope or promise, we use an appropriate reporting verb followed by a that clause or a to infinitive. I will pay you the money tomorrow. He promised to pay me the money the next day. He promised that he would pay me the money the next day. Other verbs used in this pattern like hope, propose, threaten, guarantee, swear. Like for example, I will be back by lunchtime. He promised to be back by lunchtime. He promised that he would be back by lunchtime. We should arrive in London before nightfall. They hoped to arrive in London before nightfall. They hoped they would arrive in London before nightfall. He threatened he would shoot me if I didn't give him the keys to the safe. So these are the kinds of example you people have to understand. So hope the direct and indirect speech was useful to you guys. Thank you.